Talk to these niggas. Got it. We mastered and moving faster than way before. We hug the blocks like running backs after they score. So check my rap sheet, or better yet, my stats.
Hey, it's your girl, Madam Money, aka Trap, coming through with another edition of Salt in the Game. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the videos, and let's get it popping around here. Now, before we get into this week's music releases, there's a couple of topics I do want to hit on real quick. First off, I do want to talk about Post Malone. Now, Post Malone this week threw up a picture of him with a new tattoo, but completely bald in the process of this. Now, you know, I always had my own little problems with Post Malone, and we about to go through all of that shit right here, right now, because I don't understand how y'all really let Post Malone get so far in the game and so far ahead of other people that we have that's deserving of those type of spots. Y'all have to be real careful who y'all try to sit here and align yourself with just because they're winning. And I'm not just talking about the fans, I'm talking about the artists attached to it. Now, ever since he made his comments, and I quote, "If you're looking for lyrics, you're looking to cry. If you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip hop." He made those comments in 2017 to Complex. Now, ever since then, I've had a real issue with him because this means that he's not even remotely into the culture that he's out here portraying. Now, he's a hip hop artist. That's what he is. He's had a numerous amounts of features, Nicki Minaj, this one, that one. All fine and well. He's one of the highest paid touring acts in hip hop. Let's be clear on that note as well. Numerous amounts of number one albums, so many accolades, and yet you would sit there and say something like that about hip hop. That's where I really have the issue with Post Malone. But be it that now he decided to, you know, have this new look about him, and this is where really the conversation was drawn from. Now he looks totally different from when he first started into the game. You know, he had this long hair and stuff like that. He seemingly shaved all his hair off. Now he has a skull tattoo amidst with all the other face tattoos. In my personal opinion, he looks like a fucking skinhead. Let's get it straight. Now, given his background and how he got into music and what really was going on in that, he really did not have any substance to step into the hip-hop lane. This is why I blame all the artists that attached themselves to him, because he had the first, you know, couple singles he released had quite a buzz about him. So now they want to, you know, try to give him some street credibility, which meanwhile he don't deserve that type of light. He don't deserve that type of, you know, vulturistic quality with you lending your voice. And these is major artists. You lending your voice to somebody who does not care or represent hip hop in the right way. Now, you know, when I bring this up, a lot of people always just say, you know, he makes good music, and I'm slightly being racist. It's just because he's white. Now, when it comes down to white rappers, I don't have a problem with white rappers, period. I don't have a problem with white rappers who are true to the game, okay? Never have, never will. You feel me? I'm one of the few out here that holds Eminem in a high regard just because of what he's done in the game outside of music to put other people on. Now, you can't sit here and say that Post Malone has done any of those things whatsoever. He's been in the game since 2013, all this notoriety, all of these accolades. Who has he put on in the game? You gotta answer that for me. Who has he put on in the game? He hasn't put anybody on in the game. He's always just aligned himself with people to try to give himself some street credibility in the game. Street credibility that he is not even deserving of. And I just implore everybody to, like, you know, stop engaging with this man. Now, I think it's a little too late. I don't even think that if we all, you know, who live, breathe, you feel me, hip hop decide to disassociate ourselves with Post Malone, I don't even think that's going to matter at this point, because his fan base is built on people just like that. People who love the culture for the moment. People who like the culture just for the sake of liking the culture, and then to turn around and fucking totally disrespect the community. Disrespect everything that we have going on here. You feel me? He really, really looks like a fucking skinhead to me, and it's crazy. And then now his personality is really showing out there. that, you know, he really don't care about this, and we should stop trying to give this guy all of this credit or even listen to his music, and we should hold the artists that do align themselves with him accountable for being vulturistic in their own respect, just trying to get the bag. Like, every bag is not a good bag. Okay, some bags look a lot like the real thing and they're knockoffs. Every bag is not a good bag. Let's get that straight. I knew from the moment I heard this man when he called himself the White Iverson. Like, dog, if you're gonna come into this shit, you're gonna call yourself the White Iverson, right? Instead of just naming the track Iverson, you definitely wanted everybody to know that you're not black. Straight up. So you're using this aesthetic of being white in hip hop against hip hop, but you're still playing in hip hop. That's a no-go. That's like a no-go. So you feel me? All of that shit. I really wish that a lot of y'all would stop talking about, you know, music value based upon something that comes across and like charts is hot, is on the radio and everything like that. Like, a lot of y'all don't listen to the fucking radio and don't care about the charts. So why give this person in general, like, why give Post Malone all of that spotlight, all of that burn? It's crazy as hell. We always lending ourselves to these people outside of the culture, and giving them all this variance, giving them all this credit and stuff like that when they don't really deserve it. Another time that happened when it wasn't really a rapper was Kid Rock, and all these artists and stuff aligned themselves with Kid Rock and doing all of these things when, like, yo, they're out here, they're fucking the new Confederacy. You understand what I'm saying to you? The new Confederacy. Don't be trying to align yourself with all of that shit. And even in the past, if you don't understand the real dynamic of what's going on there, you made a mistake, you participated in this man's music, you liked it, you promoted it and stuff like that, stop. It's over. It's a wrap. It's real easy to kick somebody out of hip-hop. And if we all kicked Post Malone out of hip-hop, guess what? He would have a whole aesthetic, a whole nother feel to him, right? That the people would be out there supporting him. His people, not us. I think we let it go a little too far, and now he feels he could do whatever have you, because he has had so much success in hip-hop. It's really, really crazy. So you feel me? Any other time that shit come up, I'm telling you, if he comes out with another album and it's some of our artists that we revere on this fucking album, start calling these people out. Like, you feel me? Start calling these people out, and some of these stupid instances will stop in the game. You have to call them out. Everybody don't like discourse. Everybody don't like all of that stuff. For him to really step out and, like, you know what I mean? He looked like a fucking skinhead. I'm going to say that again. And be it you come into a time right now with everything that's going on, really, really, really going on, you will try to make your image look like a fucking skinhead. You know, all that's missing is a fucking swastika on the back of his shit. It's coming, trust me. So anyway, another thing that caught my attention this week was Freddie Gibbs. All right, Freddie Gibbs. I'm not even sure of the show that he was on or when this was actually put out there. You know, when I come to you, I always like to come correct. So I'm sorry for not having all that information. I really try to find all of that stuff out. But he made some comments on an interview he had on another platform. I want y'all to listen to that real quick.
Jeezy is musically irrelevant. Let's be real, dog. You know what I mean? Be real. Did you listen to his last album? No, you fucking didn't. You know what I mean? I love fam.
I'd like to comment on it.
No, we don't got to comment on
I
shit.
just took a shot. You asked me a question.
Bro.
I don't want to be here
He's
while
a
you...
legend.
Listen.
A legend.
I will say this.
But right now, you're irrelevant.
You asked me a question.
And what you want to do? You want to fight? You don't want that.
Listen.
I love you.
I understand
I love you, fam. But that's you can't.
Allow me to speak.
You can't fight me. You can't out-rap me.
Any
nigga that can't beat me up or out-rap me, I don't really give a fuck.
Alright, so I know a lot of y'all agree with Freddie Gibbs saying that musically Jeezy is irrelevant. And I make the comment and said that Freddie Gibbs is in no position to actually say that type of thing out of his mouth. Now, we all know they had beef in the past and all of this and all of that. But for somebody to have relevancy in the game, you have to be on a level. We're going to talk levels. You have to be on a level where you're actually relevant. Okay? Another artist to another artist should not be saying that unless it's the same type of relevancy. This actually made me think of the time Rick Ross called 50 Cent irrelevant. Let's listen to what Rick Ross has to say.
Businessman. If 50 Cent still had value, I may have been done it. But not being funny, not on homie just ain't, he ain't that dude no more. We was riding through LA smoking the Hate It or Love It yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Hate It or Love It.
The Underground's on top.
Yeah. We was saluting Cool and Dre. That's Miami who did the production. Game, 50 Cent, that was dope. If he was still making music like that, of course, one of my dogs could hit me. Drake could hit me and say, Rose, I got 50 on the record. And if he was still dope like he was 8 years ago, Rose will lace that. Because I'm on fire. It don't matter who.
All right, so you feel me? Now we know that these two artists had beef with themselves, Rick Ross and 50 Cent long stem beat. So it's not surprising when you hear these type of things take place or these type of statements being made. But I want y'all to listen to 50 Cent's rebuttal to Rick Ross calling him musically irrelevant.
I see this because it's new. Rick Ross in an interview was asked if he would ever do music with you, if he could put his beef aside, and he said he would if you had any more value, but you're not that guy anymore. That's what he said. Do you care? Does that make you feel any type of way?
No. I don't know what his value is to music culture at this moment.
Would you make music with him ever?
I never made music with him. I don't have interest in making music with him. You watch guys, a lot of these guys, even when you make reference to music culture and stuff like that, they're one-trick ponies. So they're gonna go and be gone. I said in hip hop, they said, now what have you done? What have you done for me lately? All right, so they watch. You could get next to the guys that got momentum and try and survive based on that, but it's not a lot going on.
Now, what 50's saying here is true. Hip-hop is a young man's sport. So when you have these type of situations going on, you have to really understand where they are coming from. Now, I said I don't know, when the Freddie Gibbs video really dropped, when it really came out or anything like that for him to be speaking. It seemed like he brought up Jeezy himself. For him to be speaking about Jeezy in a negative light, just because right now he has you can't even say a hot album. This is Freddie Gibbs' first album to actually crack into the top 20. It's Alfredo. And I'm saying, Freddie Gibbs, you should have sat there and fucking ate your Alfredo instead of trying to throw some salt in the game and bringing up Jeezy into a situation Jeezy don't even fucking have nothing to do with. Now, when 50 Cent said they align themselves with, people who have momentum, I directly thought about this Alfredo album because of the features that's on Alfredo. You have Conway, you have Benny the Butcher, you have Tyler the Creator, you have Rick Ross on this album too. So when you come into these type of situations and you see this type of thing going on, you have to really, really sit back and think about, why is this person saying this and why are they saying this right now? Him mentioning Jeezy, in my opinion, is a way for him to try to get some mainstream notoriety himself at the moment and build off of the momentum of this Alfredo album. Now, just because I feel like this about Freddie Gibbs don't mean that I don't enjoy Freddie Gibbs' music. I told you I've had personal instances with Freddie Gibbs, and that still never made me stray away from listening to his music. But it was real underhanded for him to, at the same time, call Jeezy a legend. You're gonna call Jeezy a legend and at the same time say that he's musically irrelevant. That don't make no sense. Jeezy has classics. Okay, I don't know if anybody would consider anything in Freddie Gibbs' body of work a classic. Okay, if you say the name Jeezy, it is way more people out there that know Jeezy other than Freddie Gibbs, and Freddie Gibbs been at this a long time. Now, when it comes down to these type of things, when it comes down to cultural impact, you're not going to take away from the fact that Jeezy has a cultural impact in the game. You're not going to take away Thug Motivation. You're not going to take away the fact people were getting kicked out of school wearing a snowman t-shirt and these things got banned. When he really came into the game, he came into the game. He made a splash into the game. That's something that Freddie Gibbs has never made. So when you say people is checking for you, you feel me? And this is your first album that actually reached into the charts. The top 20 came in number 14. It's been on the charts for 2 weeks now. All right. Thug Motivation 4 came into the charts at number 4. This is a release that happened last year. After that, Jeezy also dropped the release Pyrex Vision 2020 or 2025 Pyrex Vision, which in my personal opinion is a stronger project than Thug Motivation 4. And I wish he would have dropped that before dropping the other one, and it might have come across a little bit better. But when you say people are checking for you or not checking for you, nobody's really been checking for you, Freddie Gibbs. Like, we in the underground world, the underground scene, we revere your work. We love Pinata. We love Bandana. Both with Mad Lib producing both of those albums. We love Fetty, you feel me, and all these things. But who are you to really sit here and say who's musically relevant and who is not, when you yourself is not? You're not musically relevant. I had asked the timeline because I felt it weird that y'all were placing Freddie Gibbs into an underground place, like he was an underground artist. In my eyes, I was giving him more credit than what was actually being taking place, where I thought that he was a mainstream artist. But going back and really thinking about why I was placing him in the mainstream, it's only 2 times where he ever came across in the mainstream, all right? One of those times is when he had his sexual false, I'm be real clear here, false sexual allegations with the female in Austria that caused him to get locked up overseas and taken off of his tour. He made headline news there. And the second time is when he decided to copy Teddy Pendergrass's Teddy album for his Freddie album. And y'all can't even name me one song off of the Freddie album. Time's up. You can't even name me one song off of the Freddie album. So when we're talking about musical relevant, just because you're hot right now or you dropped a project this week that's being well received and stuff like that, once everything come out next week, that shit is not going to matter. Okay, at the end of the year, we're going to see how things place. And I know a lot of people are going to put Alfredo up there, you feel me, on their list and stuff like that. But don't talk about musical relevance when you're yourself. You're not in a real space to talk about anybody's relevancy, even though you're calling them a legend at the same time. That's some real slick, funny style nigga shit, to be honest with you. You should not ever do that. Because when you're talking about relevancy and cultural impact and all of these things right there, right now, Jeezy makes more money than you in royalties than you will off of this Alfredo album. Jeezy right now, if he has a tour or concert, he's going to get with you. He's going to get paid more than you. He's going to be the drawing in the name. You're not recognizable enough and you're not known enough to be talking about a legend that you called him's relevancy right now. If that's the case, 90% of our legends from this era, from that time period that when Jeezy was hot, we will be able to say that same thing about them. But that's something that we should not fucking do in hip hop. And it just shows how in hip hop, we don't let legends live. We try to kill off a legend any chance we fucking get. We try to kill a legend off. We try to kill a legend off for that next person to take their spot. Realize that the game has opened up. Everybody has a spot. Everybody has a place. And you need to fucking focus on your place. You need to focus on what you're doing. You feel me? Because all of these albums haven't amounted to you being a well-known figure enough to speak on somebody that's a well-known figure. It sounds to me really like cloud chasing or whatever the fuck y'all really say, because he's bringing up some old shit or he's bringing up some instances where it don't have nothing to do with that. Now, for all of those out there that say, is he lying? No. Is he lying? No. Dog, believe me, it's more to it that sees the eye. And just because somebody have a project out right now, y'all should not really, really disrespect the game like that. Stop disrespecting the game. And I don't know if that was coming across on my Twitter at MetaMoneySays. You feel me? When I was really sitting there and trying to explain to people, you cannot do that. Because, if all the Jeezy bangers came on the radio right now, you would be banging with them. Freddie Gibbs don't have that type of pull. He don't have that type of name. I wish he did, though, because he has quality bodies of work. Let's get the shit real clear. Like I said, I always deal with Freddie Gibbs music. I like all his projects. My favorite project from Freddie Gibbs is a project y'all probably even will listen to. Like I said, The Tonight Show with DJ Fresh featuring Freddie Gibbs. That's a series that DJ Fresh has out there. And You Only Live Twice. I vouch for Freddie Gibbs on You Only Live Twice because I always put out there that Logic stole his concept artwork for this album, for Logic's album. You feel me? I'm not, like, trust me, I separate the art and the artist all the time. That's something that y'all need to do. But y'all can't sit here and disrespect the game like that. Y'all keep disrespecting the game like that, we won't have no motherfucking game left. And we gonna just all find ourselves disrespected. Trust me when I tell you that shit, because it's happening. It's definitely happening. You won't even have a game to fucking play in if you keep playing yourself in the game. Let sleeping dogs lie. Let that shit rock out. At no point in time do you have to mention somebody else's name to give yourself any type of boost in the game if you have the work there. You feel me? Say how you should be relevant in the game as opposed to why somebody else ain't relevant in the game. Tell me, dog, shit is all stupid. All right, well, now that that's out the way, like I said, anybody who feel anything, any type of way about anything I'm saying, make sure you comment in the box below. Let's have a discussion about it. For real, because, like, this is how we have to secure the game for ourselves. This is how we have to make sure that hip-hop takes it to another level and stop getting watered down and whitewashed out because of a whole bunch of other things that's going on. So, let's get into this week's music releases. It's crazy. There's a couple surprises that dropped for me this week. I'm gonna stray away from the, the normal things that did drop. August Alsina dropped a project. You feel me? I'm not R&B smooth. I will get into all of that stuff on a later show and stuff. I'm gonna show my respect to the R&B game. You feel me? But a lot of projects dropped that I wasn't necessarily aware that was happening. One that I was aware that was happening was Max B's dropped Charly. This is a dope project. It's crazy because Max B is one of these artists, he's currently incarcerated. He should be getting out soon, but he's been putting out work in the process of this. And this is a nice little EP just to remind everybody that, he's coming out, he's coming around. He will be home. I do want to highlight the track They Don't Know because he's talking about that on this. Let's listen to that real quick.
Yeah. Proud of you, boy. See what they don't know. We family. It's just us, baby. Nigga, I'm in the zone. Coming home. They don't know. Yeah. Spray off old clips, play off old shit. They don't know. Yeah. They were saying I wrote shit. Yeah, I wrote shit. They don't know. They were saying we hopeless, but we focus, 'cause I'm in the zone. Yeah, coming home. They don't know. Better get them molasses out your ass, girl. Her money strong, but we live in the fast world. Bigger getting money, he got a fast car. I was selling dreams to my last girl. Hop in the double RT, not a scratch. It's the third show for this week. Scoop VIP, he on 139th Street. Bag of cheese doodles, coconut tag, nice seeds. Lil Kill Bill, pop a chill pill. I could go on the air till this day and it's still real, but you barely see me now.
On this project too, I feel like he's giving you that. He's giving you his wave. He's giving you those vibes. Some sick samples on here and stuff like that. He's really giving it to you. I'm trying to figure out how is he producing all his music from behind bars with dogs. Like, you doing it, keep doing it, and the people are receiving it. So you know what I mean. Let it all come out. Like, let it all come out. Keep dropping that fire until you're home on the streets. And I know that he's somebody that the streets love. So when he does come out and start doing tours and things like that, he's gonna be like, it's gonna be crazy and bananas. All right. Another artist that I like to feature on this show, producer rather, is Knxwledge. Now, Knxwledge, he has grown on me as being one of the hardest producers out that doesn't get enough recognition. He needs to be recognized more. He had Meek Volume 5 and 6 dropped this year. He also dropped a project 1988 as well. But in this project, 10,000 Proof, it's really him and rapper Vodka. I'm not really familiar with Vodka. I'm gonna familiarize myself with Vodka. You feel me? Not like that though. But he's really coming on here, and this is like a little smooth thing come from him. Knxwledge, he always has this thing where he does mashups, and you know, he takes an artist and he puts his beats behind it and he slows everything down and brings everything across really well. I did like a couple of joints on this project, 10,000 Proof. I like the track Bodies a lot though, and I know this is a little smoother vibe coming from me, but I had this on repeat. It just, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So let's listen to that real quick. Sure that Knxwledge is going to drop more projects this year. Like, you feel me? This is somebody, he consistently dropping work that's all fire. Like, people are really going looking for mashup and stuff like that. You got to check out Knxwledge. You definitely got to check Knxwledge out, because he's one of those, he's going to give it to even digging back into his earlier works and stuff like that. He has really have his own thing that he does over there, which is kind of reminiscent to me of like being like, not style wise, but just what he's doing is so innovative to me at times. It reminds me of like things chopped and screwed. Like, if it reminds me of a DJ Screw, chopped and screwed, but not being chopped and screwed. It's his own thing, his own aesthetic, and his own thing that he does over there that nobody does quite like him. So make sure you check Knxwledge out. All right. Now, another project I did not know was gonna drop, and I'm like killing myself over this. I was so happy to see Nino Mans dropped Hunger for Success 3. Now, Nino Mans, he has been working with Jadakiss and that camp over there for forever. Like, I'm the one that's screaming, like, when Styles P and Dave East came out with Beloved, I was like, you know, this should be the type of thing that Nino Mans and Jadakiss does. I'm still waiting for a Nino Mans Jadakiss full duo album, like on some real shit. This is what I need. But this joint was kind of tough. This joint was kind of hard. There's a couple of tracks on here. It's a full project as well. Yo, what's the real? I'm gonna start from the top. All right. He got what I Need, the remix with French Montana. That was a nice little bop to get in there. Look, featuring Dave East. He has a track Hurt. He was bending the track Hurt. He also had Fresher on this album. I was really surprised to see Fresher on this album. I'm like, dog, but you feel me? New York niggas got to stick together in somehow, some way. I was really surprised to see Fresher on this album. That's the track Run With It. Word featuring Flowboy Vegas. That was kind of hot. This track Old School Vibe is on there. Crash, Support. Sporty Thieves. King Kirk is on this album on Happy Birthday. So you already know how that shit is going down. But I do want to highlight a track on here, Graham's Going Express, featuring Styles P and Sheet Loops. Let's listen to it real quick.
So raw.
5 in the morning, I wake up and open up shop. Neighbors is on it, they hating and calling the cops. When I'm on the corner, they sending informers to cop. When police patrolling, I chill in the store with the ox. When bitches is curving, I told them remember that shit. I just really wanted to hit, you was never that bitch. You better look a nigga up, you was never this lit. I'm getting chicken from Jamaica, I'm carrying shit. Cop the far just to go nowhere. I just parking on the block cause I transformed there. In my prime like Optimus, caught the glow there. I'm from Harlem downtown, you don't wanna go there. Harlem looking like a shooting range. They don't care what crew you claim when a toolie bang. They gon' whip on a nigga like Pootie Tang. Come back spinning shit like a boomerang. They in my DM like you always eating. I remember when these bitches wasn't always speaking. Started beefing for no reason, fell back like a vegan. Throwing soap on the season, swear my life is intriguing. I used to hop on the bus and hop on the train. I used to give them the dope, they shot in their veins. I used to sell me some coke, they caught me a chain. Mine's about to turn your blinkers off, you're not in my lane.
Call me Ghost, call me Phantom. Used to quarterback to work, they would call me Manning. If you hit me on the island, then you call me Tannin. Looked over the city, who saw me scanning?
I'm telling you, Styles P really been this, but guess what, Nino Man? You are now in the first official sample wars for Salt in the Game. Let's go. Now, I know y'all know where that beat came from or heard that beat, and if you don't know, now you're about to know. As soon as I heard it, I said, oh my God, Nino Man done sat here and ripped over Little Caesars For My Niggas, featuring Mr. Bristow, Jay-Z. Let's listen to the whole verse real quick on this.
Sick of every record, watch shine, Glock 9, nigga, heavy necklace, watch mine, about to make niggas very jealous, ice in every letter, untouchable, can't fuck with dude, duck spit, arm shake, who on gun play with the CEO of the Coke on Broadway, never heard so many joints for one man, I make bitches, fuck it, I make the gun jam, flows like, sniffing 100 grams of cocaine raw, rip your whole brain off, make it real easy to lift your chain off, BK style, CJ Howe, we don't play fair, we play foul, get ahead, stand there, we spray crowds, live from the 7-1, if there was ever one, I'm him, nigga times 10.
I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing, do I do my thing, I'ma do my thing, watch me, do my thing, I'ma do my thing, for my niggas, do my thing, I'ma do my thing, do my thing, I'ma do my thing, do I do my thing, I'ma do my thing, watch me, do my thing, I'ma do my thing, for my niggas, Brooklyn.
That's one on the low. That's one of my favorite whole verses, like undisclosed features that people forget about is Hove on For My Niggas. So I was real crazy when I heard them going hard over this beat, but a lot of y'all might not know or might be familiar with it being Planet Rock, African Membadas. Let's check it out real quick.
We know a place where the nights are hot. It is a house of both females and males. Both young and old. For the disco, the DJ plays your favorite blast. Takes it back to the past. Music's magic. Poof, hump, bump, get bumped with some blast. People.
It really does bring a smile on my face because I deal with a lot of samples. I am, a digger and a crazy. So when I see, little influences and little stuff like that going on, I must point it out to you. That's the whole reason for why I do these sample wars. So you never know what artist is going to be on sample wars, but I really did appreciate that. It gave me that vibe from back then. Like, you feel me? When I first heard it on The Wonderful World of Caesar Leo, whom Nori deemed a classic, whom was penned by the great Notorious B.I.G. So let's just get this shit right, get the facts straight. These are all dope projects that dropped over the course of this weekend. I do want to put right here, Touche Noir is like, she's leaking her album out to us bit by bit. She is now running 4 for 4 with her project with Apollo Brown. Man, it's so many fire beats from the 4. Like, it's like 4 tracks that dropped already. You feel me? Just so many samples and these little things on this. I cannot wait to hear this full project from her. It is going to be stellar. Like I said, Juno was just a little taste of what this album is about to be right here. She's working with one solid producer, and I know that Apollo Brown is bringing the best work out of her for this project, so I am totally anticipating listening to that. On some other shit though, Westside Gunn announced that he's dropping Fly God's Awesome God too. All right, I'm telling you, it's a heavy music week next weekend. It's a lot of artists out there dropping over the July 4th weekend, whatever. We're going to highlight them instead of all of that other nonsense that usually goes on for July 4th. A couple of other albums are coming out in the next couple of weeks. We are steadily in the third quarter of hip-hop. We are doing rather well. Okay, for all those people out there that say 2020 is kind of dry or slow when it comes down to music, I don't know what the fuck you're listening to. You definitely not listening to me telling you what's all the hot shit out. You feel me? Maybe you should. The best album of the year this year. This shit is not going to be something that's hands down. It's not going to be something that, you feel me, you could just say, oh, this is the best project. This is the best project. It is a lot going on here. So make sure y'all stay tuned. If you don't think that it's a lot going on here, make sure you know what I mean? Check me out on Twitter. Check me out here. Because I'm always telling y'all the hottest shit that's hitting the streets. You feel me? Most certainly. So follow me on Twitter at MadaMoneySays. That's MADAMMONEYSAYS. You feel me? Make sure you follow the show here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Okay? This is what I'm here for the most. Make sure you comment. And if it's something you want to put me onto, something I missed, make sure you hit me up and let me know. Let's give it some burn. Let's see what's going on with it. But until then, I'll be seeing you guys around. Peace. Stop being on the sucker shit out there, too. See, all y'all niggas. Straight up. Stop it.
Selective clientele, we like independent contractors. Already knew that we would take over, take raw, integrate soda, and watch the cake swole up. We was trying to see